Imagine this. You walk into a room. Everyone turns. Not because you shouted. Not because you begged for attention. But because there's something in your presence that demands it. That same force, that silent authority, exists inside your words. And when you know how to use it, reality listens. Most people never figure this out. They think life responds to effort, to struggle, to endless planning. But the universe has never cared about your struggle. It has only ever cared about your assumption. And your assumption is carried on your voice. Now, here's the crazy part. There's a command so direct, so powerful, that when you speak it, money itself begins to rearrange. Not tomorrow, not someday, but instantly. But here's the problem. Most people waste their words on begging. I hope, I wish, I want, and the universe answers back with silence. The few who know the secret, they don't ask, they don't wait, they command. Stay with me, because in the next minutes, you'll hear the words that flip the switch. Words so direct, so undeniable, that wealth itself has no choice but to respond. Think about this for a second. Every fortune in history, every breakthrough, every empire, it all started with a spoken word. Not a wish, not a daydream, not a desperate hope. A declaration. When a king announced war, nations moved. When a leader declared victory, armies followed. When a visionary said, "This will exist," reality bent until it appeared. And whether they realized it or not, they were tapping into the very law Neville Goddard revealed to the world. Your word is law. Not as a metaphor, not as a pretty idea, but as a literal law of reality. Here's where most people get trapped. They use their voice to weaken themselves. Listen closely, you'll hear it everywhere. I hope I get a raise. I want more money one day. I wish I could leave this job. And every time they say it, they push it further away. Hope is distance. Want is delay. Wish is weakness. And then they wonder why life feels stuck. It's because the universe doesn't move for hesitation. It doesn't rearrange itself for beggars. It bends for authority. Now think about your own life. How many times have you felt the frustration of repeating the same words, the same prayers, over and over, only to see nothing change? That wasn't because you were unlucky. It wasn't because the universe was ignoring you. It was because your words carried no weight. They weren't law. They were noise. But here's the truth very few ever realize. Your voice is not just sound. It's force. It's vibration. It's command. When spoken with authority, your words carry the same energy that shapes galaxies, spins planets, and directs the very flow of life. Neville said it clearly. Stop begging. Stop asking. Assume it is already done. That's not philosophy. That's mechanics. Because the instant you stop asking and start declaring, everything changes. Money shifts direction. Doors that were locked suddenly open. People you've never met start appearing with opportunities in their hands. It looks like coincidence, but it's command. And this is why so few actually experience it. Because they treat their words like confessions of doubt, not laws of certainty. And life reflects exactly that. But once you flip the switch, once you realize your voice carries the same authority as kings, leaders, and creators, you'll see how fast reality bends. It doesn't take months of practice. It doesn't require years of rituals. It can happen in one moment. The moment you decide your words are no longer weak, but final. And stay with me, because in the next minute I'll show you exactly how this works. And once you see it, you'll never speak the same way again. You're starting to feel it, aren't you? The shift, the difference between begging and commanding. If you want to stay in this frequency, don't wait. Subscribe right now, because this channel isn't random motivation. It's a library of commands that actually bend reality. Picture this with me. Two people stand in front of the exact same opportunity, the same door, the same chance. One of them says softly, "I hope this works out." The other says firmly, "This works for me. This bends to me." Who do you think reality moves for? It's not about luck. It's not about timing. It's about authority. You've seen this before. Think about the person who walks into a room and instantly everyone turns to look. They don't need to shout. They don't need to beg. Their energy commands attention. And then think about the person who blends into the background, shrinking, hoping someone notices them. Which one are you acting like in your own life? Here's what Neville Goddard was pointing to. Your life isn't waiting for outside permission. It's waiting for your inner authority. And right now, every time you use weak words, you give away that authority. Every time you say, I don't know if I can. I'm not sure it will happen. Maybe someday. You literally strip the power from your own voice. You signal to the universe, ignore me. And here's the frightening part. The universe always obeys. Not just when you're commanding, but also when you're doubting. That's why most people live in cycles. They say, it never works for me. And the universe responds, correct, it won't. They say money is hard to get. And the universe answers, yes, it is. They say no one helps me. And the universe gives them loneliness to match. It's not punishment, it's obedience. Because your voice is law, whether you realize it or not. But let's flip this. Imagine waking up tomorrow and instead of whispering weakness, you declare certainty. You don't hope. You don't wait. You don't beg. You say words that strike like lightning. And the moment you do, you feel it in your body. A shift. A jolt. It's like the ground beneath you just rearranged. I've seen this happen. People speak a single sentence with authority, and within hours, money shows up, unexpected calls come, doors open that were locked for years. And you might be thinking, that sounds impossible. But ask yourself, doesn't life already rearrange itself for you when you declare weakness? Haven't you already proven the power of your voice? Just in the wrong direction? If that's true, then doesn't it make sense that flipping the command would flip your reality? That's what Neville Goddard taught. Stop giving commands of poverty. Stop giving commands of delay. Stop speaking against yourself. Because every word you say is a seed. Every phrase is a decree. And reality is soil that does not argue. It only multiplies what you plant. The question is, what are you planting? And here's the good news. It doesn't take years to change. It doesn't even take months. The moment you change your words, you change your world. Because when you finally step into authority, when you finally stop whispering and start commanding, life has no choice but to obey. And in the next minute, I'll show you how to turn this into something undeniable, so powerful you'll feel the shift as you say it. In just a minute, I'm going to give you the words, and when I do, it will change how you see life forever. Before we get there, make sure you're subscribed, because this isn't the last time I'll hand you a key like this. Each video is another command waiting to unlock your future. Picture this with me. Two people stand in front of the exact same opportunity, the same door, the same chance. One of them says softly, I hope this works out. The other says firmly, this works for me. This bends to me. Who do you think reality moves for? It's not about luck. It's not about timing. It's about authority. You've seen this before. Think about the person who walks into a room and instantly everyone turns to look. They don't need to shout. They don't need to beg. Their energy commands attention. And then think about the person who blends into the background, shrinking, hoping someone notices them. Which one are you acting like in your own life? Here's what Neville Goddard was pointing to. Your life isn't waiting for outside permission. It's waiting for your inner authority. And right now, every time you use weak words, you give away that authority. Every time you say, I don't know if I can. I'm not sure it will happen. Maybe someday. You literally strip the power from your own voice. You signal to the universe, ignore me. And here's the frightening part. The universe always obeys. Not just when you're commanding, but also when you're doubting. That's why most people live in cycles. They say, it never works for me. And the universe responds, correct, it won't. They say money is hard to get, and the universe answers, yes, it is. They say no one helps me, and the universe gives them loneliness to match. It's not punishment, it's obedience. Because your voice is law, whether you realize it or not. But let's flip this. Imagine waking up tomorrow and instead of whispering weakness, you declare certainty. You don't hope. You don't wait. You don't beg. You say words that strike like lightning. And the moment you do, you feel it in your body. A shift. A jolt. It's like the ground beneath you just rearranged. I've seen this happen. People speak a single sentence with authority. And within hours, money shows up, unexpected calls come, doors open that were locked for years. And you might be thinking, that sounds impossible. But ask yourself, doesn't life already rearrange itself for you when you declare weakness? Haven't you already proven the power of your voice, just in the wrong direction? If that's true, then doesn't it make sense that flipping the command would flip your reality? That's what Neville Goddard taught. Stop giving commands of poverty. Stop giving commands of delay. Stop speaking against yourself. Because every word you say is a seed. Every phrase is a decree. And reality is soil that does not argue. It only multiplies what you plant. The question is, what are you planting? And here's the good news. It doesn't take years to change. It doesn't even take months. The moment you change your words, you change your world. Because when you finally step into authority, when you finally stop whispering and start commanding, life has no choice but to obey. And in the next minute, I'll show you how to turn this into something undeniable. So powerful you'll feel the shift as you say it. Let me tell you something most people don't want to admit. They're terrified of their own voice. Not the way it sounds, not how it comes out, but what it does. Because deep down, they know. Every time they speak, they're placing an order with reality. Every time they say, I can't afford this, the universe stamps it, approved. Every time they say, it's always hard for me, the universe answers, your wish is my command. Every time they say, one day things will change, the universe says, fine, I'll wait. And that's the trap most people never escape. Now, I want you to reflect for just a second. Look back at your life. Look at the patterns. Haven't your struggles lined up perfectly with the sentences you've repeated the most? Haven't your setbacks mirrored the doubts you've spoken aloud? And hasn't every time you stood tall, every time you declared something with no room for negotiation, somehow, some way, life bent? That's not coincidence. That's command. Now here's where things get fascinating. Command doesn't require shouting. It doesn't require anger. It doesn't even require force. Command is quiet power. It's when you speak something is already done. It's the difference between, I want money, and money moves now. It's the difference between, I wish I had opportunities, and opportunities obey me. It's the difference between, I'm trying to succeed, and success is mine. Do you feel the weight in those shifts? Do you feel how your body reacts differently when you hear them? That's not just imagination. That's alignment. Your subconscious hears tone. Your subconscious hears certainty. And the subconscious doesn't negotiate. This is the razor's edge where most people step back. They feel the weight of authority, and they retreat. They go back to wishing, back to hoping, back to waiting. But not you. Because you wouldn't still be watching this if you were meant to be ordinary. You're here because something inside you knows you're meant to bend reality, not be bent by it. And in just a few minutes, I'm going to hand you the command that will flip everything. The one that makes money move, opportunities align, and timing collapse in your favor. Here's the moment. You've felt it building, haven't you? The pressure in the air, the anticipation in your chest, that sense that something's about to break wide open. This isn't just another phrase. This isn't another affirmation you repeat and forget. This is the switch, the spark, the decree that makes reality tremble. And once you hear it, you'll never be able to unhear it, because when you speak it, you'll feel the chill, you'll feel the atmosphere respond, and you'll know instantly. This isn't a request, it's a command. So listen carefully, because this is the line that bends the world. The command is this: money obeys my command. Say it right now, out loud. Don't whisper it like a hope. Don't mumble it like a wish. Speak it like a law. Speak it like you're issuing an order to the entire universe. Money obeys my command. Do you feel it? That vibration that runs through your body the moment you say it with certainty? That's not imagination. That's alignment. That's authority locking in. Because here's the truth. Money was never supposed to be your master. It was never supposed to be something you chase, beg for, or stress about. It was always meant to be your servant. Money is energy. And energy follows command. Your command. Every time you've said, I can't afford it, you accidentally commanded lack. Every time you've said, I hope money comes, you accidentally commanded waiting. But now, with these 5 words, you flip the script forever. Money obeys my command. Say it again, stronger this time. Feel it reverberate through your chest. Money obeys my command. That's not an opinion. That's not a wish. That's law. When Neville Goddard said, your word is law, this is exactly what he meant. Not metaphor. Not poetry. Literal, mechanical truth. Did you feel that? That shiver in your body wasn't imagination. It was power. If you want more of this, more phrases that rewire you into authority, hit subscribe right now. That's your way of telling the universe, I'm not going back. Your word is a decree. And when you issue a decree, life rearranges instantly to match it. Now, let's make this real. Let's bring it down to earth so you can see how quickly this works. Imagine you're walking into a room. Some people walk in apologetically. Their shoulders are hunched. They hope someone notices them. They hope someone gives them permission to belong. But then, someone else walks in. Head high, chest open, voice steady. They don't ask for attention. They command it. And everyone feels it. That's what happens with money. The timid voice says, please notice me. And money slips away. But the commanding voice says, money obeys my command. And like iron to a magnet, wealth begins to gather. Do you see it? This isn't about luck. It's not about odds. It's about authority. The authority of your word. And the moment you claim this command, money has no choice. It bends. It obeys. It moves. Now let me warn you again. This isn't gentle. This isn't polite. It's power. You may feel uncomfortable the first few times you say it, because your old identity will resist. It will whisper, who are you to say that? Who are you to command money? And that's when you smile. Because you'll know the truth. You are the one who speaks reality into being. You are the one whose word is law. And from this moment on, you're not asking anymore. You're commanding. So here's what I want you to do right now. Don't just listen. Don't just think about it. Speak it. Breathe it. Own it. Money obeys my command. Say it 3 times with me. Not soft, not hesitant, with authority. Money obeys my command. Money obeys my command. Money obeys my command. Now stop. Close your eyes for a second and notice how different you feel. That shift, that electricity, that's the signal. That's the alignment. That's the law being written through your voice. And from today forward, I want you to carry this everywhere. Not just in meditation, not just in quiet moments, but in the middle of life. When a bill comes, say it. When doubt creeps in, say it. When opportunity feels far away, say it. Money obeys my command. Because every time you speak it, you reinforce the law, and the universe has no choice but to respond. This is why people who have it all seem untouchable. It's not luck. It's not even just hard work. It's the energy of command. It's the authority they project with every word, every action, every thought. And now, it's yours. But remember, only if you use it. Only if you dare to speak it with authority, even when your old self wants to shrink back. So don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't let this video end without planting it into your reality. Because the moment you do, you're not the same person anymore. You're not a beggar. You're not a wisher. You're a commander. And money has no choice but to obey. So one last time, with everything in you, money obeys my command. Breathe it in. Let it anchor in your subconscious. And know this, from this moment forward, you are not hoping for wealth. You are commanding it. And wealth always obeys. You've spoken the command. You've felt it. Now lock it in. Subscribe today, and every time a new video appears, it'll serve as a reminder. You don't wait, you don't beg. You command. Now that the command has been revealed, the real journey begins. Because speaking it once isn't the end. It's the ignition. The question is, will you live inside it? Money obeys my command. Say it slowly this time. Let every syllable resonate. Not like you're repeating words from a script, but like you're writing new laws into the fabric of your reality. This command is not a trick. It's not a game. It's a state of being. And the longer you stay in that state, the faster the results come. Think about this. Most people spend their entire lives chasing money. They run after it. They stress over it. They worry about bills, about debts, about whether they'll ever make it. And the more they chase, the further it runs. But you're not here to chase. You're here to command. That means you're shifting the polarity. Instead of moving toward money, you're making money move toward you. Instead of being the follower, you're the leader. And the command? Money obeys my command. Is the line in the sand. It's the statement that reverses the roles forever. Let's apply this to real life. Imagine you wake up tomorrow and a bill is sitting on the table. The old you might have sighed, stressed, maybe even felt that knot in your stomach. But the new you, the commanding you, doesn't shrink. Instead, you look at that bill and you speak with authority. Money obeys my command. Do you feel the difference? Instead of being a victim of circumstance, you're the cause. You're not reacting to the world anymore, you're shaping it. And something powerful happens when you start doing this consistently. The panic dissolves, the doubt fades, and opportunities begin to emerge in ways you could never have planned. Because money, like all energy, responds to certainty. Now, let's go deeper. This isn't just about cash in your wallet. It's about the way reality bends in your favor. Think about your relationships. How many times have you begged, silently or out loud, for someone to notice you, to value you, to choose you? That's chasing energy. And chasing energy always pushes what you want further away. But when you stand in command, when your posture, your voice, your very presence radiates certainty, the right people appear. Not because you begged, not because you manipulated, but because energy cannot resist authority. Money obeys my command is more than a phrase about wealth. It's a template for living. When you walk into a room with that energy, everything changes. You don't need to ask for attention. You command it. You don't need to beg for respect. It's given to you automatically. Because people, like money, respond to the same law. Energy follows authority. Let's bring Neville Goddard back into this. He said again and again, assumption hardens into fact. And what is assumption, if not command? When you assume, you don't ask. You don't doubt. You don't wait. You declare, and that declaration becomes reality. So when you say, money obeys my command, you're not hoping for money. You're assuming it. You're declaring it as inevitable. And the universe rushes to keep up. So let's make this practical. Here's how you begin to live the command day by day. Speak it daily. Not once. Not just when you feel like it. Every day. Out loud. The repetition isn't for the universe. It's for you. It trains your subconscious to believe what you already know. Money is your servant, not your master. Anchor it in moments of doubt. The second fear tries to creep in. You cut it off with the command. Bill arrives? Say it. Unexpected expense? Say it. A deal feels uncertain? Say it. Money obeys my command. Carry the posture of authority. Words alone aren't enough. Your body, your tone, your energy must align. When you speak it, straighten your spine. When you declare it, feel the authority vibrate through your chest. This isn't about volume, it's about certainty. Watch for evidence. Pay attention, because life will begin to move differently. Checks arrive. Discounts show up. Clients reach out. The timing will surprise you, but the results won't, because you know you're not asking, you're commanding. And here's the beautiful part. The more you live in command, the more effortless it feels. At first, it may feel bold, maybe even uncomfortable. But very quickly, it becomes natural. Like breathing. Like walking. Because commanding is who you were always meant to be. It's not new. It's remembrance. It's your original design. I'll pause with me for a moment. Say it again. Right now. Out loud. With authority. Money obeys my command. Let it echo. Let it anchor. Notice how different you feel from when we started this video. At the beginning, these words might have felt strange, almost too big for your mouth. But now, they feel right. They feel like yours, because they are. And here's the final key. When you embody this command, you don't just attract money, you attract freedom. Money is a tool, and when it obeys you, it stops being the barrier. It stops being the obstacle. It becomes the bridge to freedom, the bridge to choice, the bridge to the life you've always known was possible, but maybe felt just out of reach. And now it's not out of reach anymore, because the command brings it closer every time you speak it. Breathe, smile. Because now you've stepped into the role you were always meant to play. Not the beggar, not the chaser, the commander. And reality itself, wealth, opportunity, freedom, has no choice but to obey. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.